Hey, what's up guys, it's Milkshake here. Now today in this video, I'm going to be talking about torpedoes. As mentioned in my other equipment guides, I understand that Azur lane equipment can be very overwhelming at first, especially to those people who do not understand the terms used. Unlike other RPGs with more straightforward terms like attack, defense, critical damage and all that, this game has terms like fire rate, armor modifier, firing range, spread angle and so on and so forth, so it can get very confusing as to what they all mean. So in this video, I hope you guys can have a better understanding on how to choose which torpedo is best suited for different situations and for different ships. Do note, I won't be going through every single torpedo because there are quite a number of them, so I'll only go through the more notable ones. Alright, so before you choose your torpedo, you need to understand how they work. So they specialize against heavy armor with a damage modifier of 130% as compared to normal and medium armor. The torpedoes also have different traveling speeds, with the magnetic torpedo being the slowest. In this video, I will categorize the torpedoes into those that are best for manual play or autoplay. Personally, I use autoplay torpedoes to have a higher chance of hitting enemies from a safe distance despite having little control over when they fire, so it's best to have torpedoes with a wider spread. On the other hand, I use manual play torpedoes when I want to maximize the number of torpedoes that hit enemies. One of the ways is to fire them right in front of enemy faces, also known as face topping. So it's best to have torpedoes with a narrower spread and a faster traveling speed to prevent them from spreading too far out over time. Also do note that each gear have different T numbers. For torpedoes in this video, the lower T numbers does have lower damage despite their rarities. For example, if you don't have a gold T3 torpedo, its T2 purple variant may not be the next best choice, because each of its torpedoes may have lower damage than other T3 purple torpedoes. Okay, so let's talk about autoplay focused torpedoes. The first is the T3 Gold Quintuple 533mm torpedo. This can be obtained from Eagle Union, Royal Navy and Sakura tech boxes, as well as in the map 7-4. This is the most typical torpedo used because it does have decent damage, fires 5 torpedoes per salvo, and it does cover quite a large area, so this torpedo is ideal for autoplay. If you don't have the Gold Queen 533, I suggest using the T3 Purple Quadruple 533mm torpedo. This can be found in Eagle Union, Royal Navy, Sakura tech boxes, as well as in the map 5-2. Even though it fires lesser torpedoes, the damage of each torpedo is exactly the same, and it does have a slightly higher reload. So you can use this torpedo as an alternative if you do not have the T3 Gold Quint 533, since it does have good reload and damage stats. Okay, so let's move on to manual play focused torpedoes. The first is the T3 Gold Quadruple 610mm torpedo. This can be obtained from Sakura tech boxes and from the maps 6-4, 8-2, 10-4, 11-2 and 12-2. It does have the highest damage at 206 for each torpedo, so any ships with high torpedo stats can deal massive damage when using this torpedo, especially when face topping. The torpedoes also travel a lot faster than the other autoplay torpedoes mentioned in this video. Now I did do a test to see the spread pattern between this and the Gold Quint 533. In this test, Leffy fired both the Gold Quint 533 and the Gold Quad 610 at max enhancement from the center of the circle. As you can see, by the time the torpedoes roughly hit the white circle, the Gold Quad 610 does have a tighter spread than the Gold Queen 533. Hence, the fast traveling speed along with the narrower spread pattern makes it ideal for manual instead of auto. If you cannot get the T3 Gold Quad 610, I suggest using the T3 Purple Triple 610mm torpedo. This can be obtained from Sakura tech boxes and from the maps 3-3, 4-1 and 8-2. Even though it does fire lesser torpedoes, the damage of each torpedo is exactly the same, and it does have a faster reload. Just like the Gold Quad 610, the spread pattern and the fast traveling speed makes it more suitable for manual than auto. So consider this an alternative if you do not have the T3 Gold Quad 610. Alright, so let's move on to homing torpedoes. Now most people would say that they are best for auto, but personally, they can also perform well in manual depending on the situation. So the first is the T3 Rainbow Quintuple 533mm magnetic torpedo, and it's only obtainable from the Divergent Chessboard event. Since this is a rainbow torpedo, it does have a higher torpedo stat bonus of 70 compared to a typical gold stat bonus of 45. Even though the homing torpedoes are slow moving, have slow reload and low damage output, they can track enemies, so it does perform better than traditional torpedoes during auto. Even if you face top someone during manual, all of the torpedoes will hit, so they do have consistent damage. Do note, if you are confident in using other traditional torpedoes like the Gold Quad 610 to face top somebody, the Gold Quad 610 will still do more damage than this magnetic torpedo. This torpedo is also good for ships with certain skills such as Mogami Retrofit, who needs her own torpedoes to hit 5 times to activate her retrofit skill, Suppression Fire. Since her own torpedo stat is not high, the low damage of this torpedo is not an issue, so her torpedo damage output is worth sacrificing because the purpose of using this torpedo is to have a higher chance of this skill activating, be it firing from afar or at close range. If you cannot get the T3 Rainbow Quint 533 magnetic torpedo, you can use the T3 Gold Quadruple 533mm magnetic torpedo. This can be obtained from the Divergent Chessboard event or from Iron Blood tech boxes. Just like the other alternative torpedoes mentioned before, each torpedo does exactly the same damage as the Rainbow Queen 533 magnetic, and it does have a faster reload despite firing lesser torpedoes. If you want to compare this with the T2 Gold Quint 533 magnetic, the T3 Gold Quad 533 magnetic does have a faster reload and higher damage per torpedo. However, because both of them are homing and all of the torpedoes will hit most of the time, the number of torpedoes multiplied by each torpedo's damage of the Gold Quint 533 magnetic can possibly have a higher total burst damage. So if you don't mind the slower reload, you can still use the T2 Gold Quint 533 magnetic. Alright, so here are all my thoughts about the more notable torpedoes. If there are any other torpedoes that are worth mentioning that I didn't talk about, do share them in the comment section down below so that all of us can learn from one another and enjoy playing this amazing game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do leave a like if you guys did, subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.